Hey.
Hey.
Okay. We wanted to jump on. It's like our first video vlog
Kind of.
from the car.
Yeah,
So we
person.
wanted to jump on because we've been getting a lot of inboxes. Excuse me. A lot in our DM about.
She just ate a sub.
I just ate a sub. We just left Subway. I'm sorry. It's like. But we've been getting a lot of, I guess, questions is what we would call it from this article that we didn't realize would have any impact really at all. But we wanted to clear up some things, maybe provide some clarity. So one of the things that people were kind of approaching us about, or a critique, I don't want to necessarily frame it as a criticism, was just
People just curious.
yeah, they
So
were
wondering
really
how we work at that stuff out, how we deal with that. I mean, I guess people are different and people handle parenting differently.
yeah.
And so, maybe our parenting style may not make sense for some people, but I mean, it works for us.
It does. So people were saying, like, you have a lot of kids, which that's true. And just kind of like, how do you, if you're putting your kids first, if your kids are your priority, how are you making time for yourselves? Like, and that they didn't personally believe in that. They feel like they come first. Their kids kind of are supposed to be etching out their own path. And kind of how we feel about that is that
We're not believers.
we're not believers.
We don't believe that.
So we feel like we have a group of humans that we're raising that did not sign a petition, did not beg, did not,
What, you say they don't work?
right? But they didn't ask to be here. And it's our responsibility, because we brought them here, for us to give them the best fair shake at life. We're about legacy building, and it's important for us to not only create people that we like, but that people that we be proud to leave here when we're gone, and people that we think can not only hold their own, but ignite something in our culture, ignite something, and for themselves and for the greater community. That's really important for us. We also feel that we don't have it all the way down to a science necessarily all the time. We've been very candid about how we had to reset this year our marriage, like major reset. We had to take a step back and really make sure that we start to prioritize our connection and our bond, and heal some things. Like, if you're in a real relationship, that like just being in a relationship causes wounds. And we realized that we had inflicted them on ourselves and on each other. So we had to take a step back. We got some therapy. Oh my God, we recommend that. Like, marriage counseling is incredible. But really what we ended up doing was working on ourselves. Now, through all that self-discovery, I don't think it's changed at all how we feel about our children and what we feel our purpose is for them. It's just changed some of the methods by which we deal with each other and understanding ourselves so that we can be better partners for one another.
Okay.
What would you say?
I think that's pretty good. Very thorough. I think, I don't even think, for sure, we're not parents who subscribe to the notion of kids find their own way. And I mean, I don't knock anybody to do it if it works for you. I think that because we are who we are, we're an African American family or a black family, it's very important that we identify things that are going to help propel our kids or put our kids in the best position, the best possible position. For me as a father who grew up in the hood, who, had challenges and struggles growing up without a father, the last thing that I want to do is to have a child and let him kind of wander waywardly into life and try to figure out some things that I kind of already, tackled already in life. And so, it doesn't make sense for me as a father. And, luckily I found this beautiful woman as a wife who felt the same way. Like, it does not make sense to allow kids without proper information, proper instruction, proper guidance to go out into a world and try to make a way based off of what? And, for us, like, if you don't have a foundation, then what is it based on? You have to keep in mind that we're a young couple. And like, when I say young, like, we're extremely young. When I met her, she was young. She's still young, but
yeah. So one thing I love that he said, and one thing we really, 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 really believe in, is just that, like, it is our purpose. Culturally, we can't escape who we are culturally and what that has, the impact that that's had on how we raise our children. It's important for us that our children are well behaved. It's important for us that our children are respectful, well mannered. It matters to us when we have instructors at the kids' schools or people that they've come in contact with text us or call us just to say how much of a pleasure it is to have our child in their class. That matters to us. We're all about them making sure that the impact that they leave on people is a positive one, that the impact that they have on their friends, that the impact that they have on their teachers and on the community is positive, and that's what we emulate for them. Like, we make sure we lead by example. You can go out in our community and ask about us, and it's going to be a resounding positive response.
And we're not bragging.
And we'll talk later about how there are people that come up that try to tarnish that. And when you've really done good work out here in these streets, how like your reputation can speak for itself.
And for us, the reputation are our children. So we don't have to do any bragging or boasting. You know, you just kind of look at our kids, and they're pretty good kids. Like, you talk to them, you hang out with them. They're very mannerable, respectable. They know what they want to do. They understand,
and we're not the only ones, and I think that's what this whole experiment in wife swap helped us to understand. Yeah, go ahead. Helped us to understand, and I think it's given a voice for that as well. That there are a whole bunch of other people out here that are raising their kids to be successful, that are teaching them with morals and through discipline, and are having incredible successes with that. And I know that there's a huge wave right now of people saying, like, let the kids find their own way. You know, there are the Montessori approaches that we don't knock at all. It's just not a technique that we ascribe to. It's just not. And I think it's beautiful in the complexity and the diversity of the ways that humans are entering into our culture from different backgrounds in terms of discipline, in terms of training. However, I will say that we are absolutely fans of our approach, of our high performance parenting approach, and we love meeting and hearing from other people that are raising young scholars, young astronauts and lawyers and doctors and chemists and engineers. We love to hear from all of you out there. We love to hear from people that don't necessarily agree with our process. We love that too. This whole thing is so new for us. We're not the kind of people that like to see ourselves or hear ourselves talk. But we did want to take a minute to jump on just to say, number one, thanks for the engagement, and just to kind of provide some clarity. We encourage the conversation. You know, if you have questions, drop a comment wherever you see us, and we're going to make sure that we reply to it. And, you know, we appreciate the love.
Okay, so yeah, definitely. Yes, we do. We love. A lot of love. Appreciate you guys a whole lot. You know, this will be, I guess, a series, so there was a few different things that could have been dealt with, but we only want to deal with the one, and really was just the parenting style. So we didn't even get into how we make time for ourselves. We'll probably do that in another one. We want to kind of give you guys a preface, context about our parenting style. So in the next video, we'll probably talk more about what we do to get us some time away from the kids. All right, I think that's very valuable and important. So until next time, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Also hit that notification button down below, so when the next video comes, you're already up to date. All right.
Bye.
Until next time.